Welcome, everybody, to State of the WWE, episode 83. We can get right into this. We did a bunch of Shame on News. We did over an hour on that. We got to cut into this. Now, first of all, let's break right into this. I don't know what's going on. However, I do know that you're about to talk about Mauro Ranallo, and I know that he has had depression and bipolar. I've actually reached out to him a few times with like, hey, Morrow, what do you think about this? He's responded to me and followed me, on my previous account, but not on this one. I did not know that he was still apparently battling this. I thought this was... They said he missed his flight because of weather. Then they said he missed his flight because he was sick.
Yeah, due to an illness. So.
But this does have classic... I will tell you what happens with me is eventually after doing something for a little while that I wanted to do, I start to question it, and I start to get very depressed about it, even if it's a good thing usually. So I can
that kind of leads into what the article says here, Joe. NoDQ.com is reporting, while he hasn't publicly commented on his status, the belief is that Morrow Ranallo has missed the last 2 weeks of SmackDown due to a bout of depression. According to Dave Meltzer, two close friends of Ranallo have indicated that he is doing okay and is currently resting. Ranallo had previously opened up about suffering from bipolar disorder, and here is an excerpt from an interview he did with ShareDog.com a few years back. But Morrow says here, I'd go through these unbelievable mood swings. I'd come into the house with a smile and then close my bedroom door and suddenly I'm going to effing kill you. It would scare everybody. I think every person on earth is impacted by mental health issues. He basically says, I was sitting there at 19. They called me crazy. I was like, F you, you're crazy. I told the doctor I'm not crazy. Then I started to see things. I wasn't getting out of bed. I wouldn't shower. You see the patterns and these things become apparent. Then you realize that there is something wrong with you. You let it take over, and sometimes I did. So the full interview goes into a lot more detail, but he had a lot going on.
But is everybody just speculating about this? Because I've seen everybody come out. He's been admitting this for a while. He's been talking about this on his show for years, even leading up to being hired by WWE. He was very...
Well, it's still essentially speculation, but Dave Meltzer said he spoke to two close friends saying that he's resting and doing okay. So I guess that's about as much proof we have right now.
The SmackDown thing, there was a huge storm. Lots of people, the airports were shut down. He wasn't there. That makes sense. He was also in cold weather. Then now the next week he's sick. If he's really sick, that's very possible. I almost feel like a lot of these articles are just running away with this shit just to make a story like, oh, he missed 2 SmackDowns. Let's talk about how he's got depression and stuff. Like, don't you think? Like, because I thought there was proof.
It could be just that simple, but like you said, people could just be running with it. I think Dave Meltzer kind of added fuel to that fire because his friend saying that, oh, he's okay and resting could just be that he's resting from having a flu-like cold.
Yeah, I call bullshit on this. I think this is absolutely BS. I even saw some YouTubers making videos about it and being like, apparently it's come out that he's suffering from depression. What do you mean it's come out? He's been talking about it on Twitter for the last year. In 2 years, he's openly talked about this.
Multiple years ago is when that interview's from. He's admitted this on many occasions and spoke out about mental health issues. And
people on YouTube are coming out. Well, people in my sub feed, people I know, are coming out with videos like this is they have some scoop on Mauro Ranallo. There's no fucking scoop. We talked about it on my show for the last year. I brought it up before. I've tweeted him. I've seen other people tweet him. Hey, Morrow, how do you deal with bipolar? I've got it really bad and da-da-da. And he gives all these suggestions out. So now it's like they're using it against him because they want a story or like whatever. If he's not there for a 3rd week or a 4th week, now we're fucking scared. But it is highly irregular because I don't remember JR or anybody, missing 2 shows. It is a little strange. I will say there could be something, but I just feel like a lot of people are using it to be like, oh, I know something you don't know. We all know.
Yeah, well, people are citing the facts that he hasn't posted anything since March 14th on Twitter. And he also previously missed an Invicta date due to depression as well. And everything's basically based on the all-holy Dave Meltzer saying that, Morrow is doing better, but he's also speculated there's more to the story that he's willing to confirm.
I'm actually surprised, based on all this, the WWE has even had him, because I'm surprised they're not just like, let's stay away from him before he fucking throws himself off a building and we have a fucking problem.
Yeah. It's not, if this is the case, then I feel for him. Mental health issues are nothing to scoff at. Depression's serious, so is anxiety.
I feel for him 100%. Dave, I can tell you, I don't talk about this a lot. I have this exact issue. I know what mine isn't violent, I don't know, or really violent, but I get very bizarrely, like out of nowhere, I'll feel absolutely helpless and terrible and anxious, and I can't do anything, and I'll just stare at a wall. I mean, I know exactly what he's going through. Out of nowhere, I'll be happy, and then all of a sudden I'll be sad. Good things could be happening, bad things could be happening, and I'm just triggered by this. I don't think it's as severe as Morrow's, though, based on what I hear, and it happens to me a lot less. And the better things get, usually it puts me on an upswing. But I get what's going on here. You know, if that's happening to him, like, that's incredible. Dave, what do you think about this?
I've noticed since I've followed Mauro Ranallo is that he's always been a very big proponent for mental health treatment. In Canada, we have something called Let's Talk Day, and he's been a big proponent of that when that happened, and he was tweeting like crazy, and he definitely has a vested interest in that. And it does very much sadden me that he is dealing with these issues, but I very much hope that he gets better, that he realizes, obviously that he's got a bunch of people that love him, that want to see him succeed. And this is always difficult for those that do go through depression. And we all do go through depression, but the thing is the level and extent of that depression. And for some people, it's absolutely debilitating. To the point where they can't even get out of bed. It's that bad. And, these people obviously need the support and need the encouragement to get them better, and also need the systems in place. And this obviously relies on a social medical system that allows for them to be treated, to not be stigmatized, and to be able to confront this issue without feeling as an outsider. So again, Ranallo has done such an incredible job with the WWE, and since he started, he really got me excited about not only the way that he does things, but what he does and how he does them, because he is so active on Twitter. He's retweeted some of my stuff and liked some of my tweets and stuff, but he's really involved with the universe, and it goes to show that this guy really enjoys that industry, and clearly he is going through some tough time right now. So I really want to wish him the best. I hope that he can return as soon as possible. But again, I think that many people do recognize that mental health is an issue that needs to be addressed, but it can't be stigmatized, and that we can only offer support to individuals like Morrow when it comes to this sort of thing, because obviously it is a tough issue to tackle, and there's a lot of different things that could be done to do so.
Do you think that this has been something that's been going on with him recently, and that's why they added a fourth man to that broadcast team, knowing that he may go AWire?
I don't think so, actually, to be quite honest. I actually think that this is more of an out-of-a-blue type thing. Again, he's been handling himself so well on a two-person commentary that I just think that this is more of perhaps the stress got to him, or perhaps his expectations of himself. And this is a big key in regards to depression, is the expectations that you hold on yourself are sometimes different from what other people hold you to. Perhaps some people don't hold you to a high expectation, but you expect so much of yourself, and I can speak personally from this, that you really go overboard sometimes in trying to do your best, and that can really break you down when things don't go your way.
Yeah, even though people are praising him up and down, he could still be, criticizing his work and feeling like he's not living up to his own standards.
Absolutely.
I really still feel like there's a high possibility that this is really just him. This is all coincidental. He missed the flight. He got sick. It was cold.
I hope you're right, but like Dave said, it makes a great point, because he is so very interactive with the universe, and he's retweeted and responded to things that I've said to Dave, you, all of us. When you and OK Fabe sent him the Morrow Ranallo joke parody videos, he's commented, and he's just been completely silent.
I love him, dude. He's been very quiet.
10 days now. So
that is weird. That is weird. I will say that.
Speaking about a bad situation, Joe, getting worse, WWE star Paige, The Sun reports that more leaks came out late yesterday evening.
Oh, my God, the belt. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw that, and unfortunately there's more X-rated pics leaked onto the internet, and Also, a few more videos have leaked. They made the headline, "That's just successive" instead of excessive. You know, of course, they have to try and profit from this. Wrestling fans have already been stunned after, photos emerged last week. Well, now there's more to it, and it just keeps coming and coming. So WWE had made a statement through Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer said, "I did hear from WWE, and they didn't say anything specific about punishment, but they're not going to be doing anything to anybody. The gist of it is that they're going to wait for it to blow over. If for some reason it doesn't, they may have to change their opinion. Right now, they're waiting for it to blow over. But then again, they might have to wait a little bit longer for Paige's problems to blow over, since more came out yesterday, according to The Sun. On top of that, we also saw things from Caitlyn, Maria, and even possibly Summer Rae, even though Summer Rae's were not positive of, and a few others have had their stuff leaked as well. So the leaks just kind of keep building up, and unfortunately, no one's safe at this point. We were there, and no one really chanted in the audience at SmackDown.
No, we didn't care. Yeah, SmackDown did not do anything. I mean, the Brooklyn crowd really was a little bit loud, I guess, but on TV it didn't come off or whatever WWE did. But yeah, SmackDown, there was almost nothing. I mean, SmackDown, half the place was kids, so even that deterred that even deterred the adults who wanted to chant anything. I think WWE is got off on this very, very. I got off on the photos, but no, WWE got off very well on this, because here we are at SmackDown and nobody chanted anything. There'll be
the original
copycats.
speculation was that they were going to hold New Day back from television. They might not even be able to host WrestleMania. Well,
no way, that'll be fine.
Again, WWE decided not to punish Xavier, as we saw. The New Day were given a segment which they promoted various matches. They even made a joke in the beginning saying, "Is there something you want to tell us?"
I'm fine with this. I just don't like the double standard. I am fine that they didn't punish anyone. I think they shouldn't punish anyone. I think they made the right decision in this case. My issue is that Triple H not that long ago said, "Oh, well, China can't be in the Hall of Fame because what if a kid Googles China and what are they going to see?" Well, what am I going to see if if anybody Googles Paige?
No, if you Google Paige, well, especially since she was the #1 trending topic on Twitter for 2 days running, and then trending again yesterday. Despite that fact, too, I mean, Xavier was trending, Brad Maddox. And right now, WWE doesn't hold any of them guilty for the events. They're viewing them as victims.
They are victims. That's true, and that is I agree
that
with
is
them.
The truth. And WWE handled this situation in this week's Raw. People were saying they're commending them for the way they avoided a disaster by keeping everybody backstage.
Can we talk about how great they are for having that joke with New Day? That was awesome. WWE nailed that. That was awesome.
We talked about that last episode where we discussed both the pros and cons of having them on, and even if you did have them on, it would show some balls, but it also would be sort of deflecting things to a certain extent and sort of pretending like it didn't happen. And again, the New Day did a great job with that skit, but the fact that they had the confidence that they did to do that, I suspect it might have been them that said, "Fuck it, we're gonna do this little skit and stuff, and we don't care." I really suspect that, because the way that they handle themselves, the way that they work so well together, and just the way that they were both looking at Xavier, the way the looks on each of their faces, and at the end when it pans out and cuts from that scene, you got Xavier Woods basically grinning to the camera. I mean,
that huge shit-eating grin.
Dude, it was just fucking gold.
It is such a great thing.
They know how to play.
That the trolls on the internet would have never stopped until they. It's almost like the people wanted to a lot of the internet people and the people running away with all this shit that just want to chant, Page on wood and up down down and whatever. It's almost like they wanted to make all these jokes, then get their kick of laughing about it, but they didn't think they were going to get it, so they wanted to hijack shows and shit like that. Well, when the New Day acknowledges it, you kind of mark out. They
got played by the players.
Right. The internet fans mark out and they go, "Oh, they did that!" Ah, ha, ha. And then it's almost like you release. It's like having blue balls. It's like, I've got blue balls because this situation, and oh my god, but WWE
they one up them because they're 3 steps ahead. The New Day is so down with social media, so down with social trends that it doesn't matter how big of a hardball you throw at them. Like this one, they'll play it off like nothing.
Oh, so good. Because you can acknowledge something that's insanely controversial and not PG while being G. You know what I mean? Like, which is what they did.
And we see that
is amazing.
Pop culture nowadays too, with Disney and Pixar movies where they throw in these little innuendos and jokes and a little nod to the adults in the theater.
Right.
So it's cool that WWE does that as well. One negative side effect to all this going on is that Paige is now pulled out of not Paige, excuse me. Paige we know doesn't pull out. Alberto El Patron went ahead and pulled out of his scheduled appearance at WrestleCon.
Oh my God!
I was going to mention that to you, Joe. I was going to say you're going to be there. So what do you think?
I would have not. Well, I don't know. I didn't want to get murdered at WrestleCon. We know that Alberto Del Rio can take a couple knife shots and not go down. So I don't want to.
Exactly.
I don't want to mess with a guy who can get stabbed and still beat you up afterwards.
He released a statement that said, "Due to the invasion of our privacy, I need to be home with the person that needs more at the moment than and our family.
Right.
Thank you for the support, and I'll be seeing you next time."
Let's talk about that mental health. Well, Jake, continue, and then we'll talk about Paige's mental health, because on all us, everyone's making a lot of jokes and everything and whatever else, but I really, and I've made jokes too. We all have, because we don't know Paige personally, but this is dangerous for her psyche.
This is very, very dangerous. She was apparently battling with depression, reportedly again before all this happened, and people that said that she was unhappy. Really quick, let me jump back too with Alberto going ahead and making this post. It also shows that him and Paige are still together. Remember, we had said that people were reporting, like Wrestling Soup, I believe it was, that he'd sent a tweet out saying, "You bitch, I want my ring back," or something, then deleted it.
Yeah.
I went through the Google archive. I couldn't even see that tweet. I'm sure somebody would have screenshotted it, and there's nothing out there.
I never believed that.
I don't think it happened.
I don't think
I never
so.
believed it, but he's standing behind her, no pun intended. He's staying strong by her side. And I mean, it's a sad state of affairs. We all wanted to see Paige naked, but not like this. I feel terrible for her in that sense. I mean,
well, if she had done it, apparently if you volunteered to do a sex tape, she would have been ostracized from the WWE. But if you bang everyone and the videos get out there and you emotionally are destroyed, you're okay.
Yeah, then you're fine.
I mean,
then you're the victim.
I don't know. Here's the answer. They don't like just everybody get over.
They just didn't like China.
They don't like China. Get over it. That's what it is. There's something there. We don't whatever, and they don't like her.
Well, it's
That's
a hard
the
pill
answer.
for you and I to swallow, especially Dave too. I mean, you and JD were live when out of nowhere when her death was reported and announced, and I mean, we saw the way it affected everybody.
I was upset because I
was devastated.
She had commented on videos, and I had helped her out with a YouTube thing, and I'd been watching her YouTube for a while, so I felt like I got to know I didn't know China the wrestler, although I did watch her when we were kids, like we all did.
Yeah, but we got to get to know Joni a bit more at that point. We saw her; she seemed happy. She seemed a little bit healthier.
She's a little bit out of there. She's a little bit loopy too, and we were worried about that. Everybody was. If you watched her YouTube, you were like, "Oh my God, what is she doing?"
Well, her last video that she posted before then, she seemed happy and content. She had a smile. She was showing us the beach view of everything, and from either her home or the hotel she was staying at, wherever she was residing at that point. And she genuinely seemed like she was heading towards a better path for life. So she even was trying to get, like this documentary going about her wanting to get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, she went to WWE
it just started to
headquarters.
seem like things were getting better. So.
Yeah, it really did. It seemed like we were going to get that like DDP ending, and we didn't. And I think one of the things that WWE was concerned about is their image and what's going on, and they almost felt like this was going. Maybe they knew stuff. In the end, as sick as weird as what I'm about to say is going to be a little bit weird, but in the end, the WWE might have, they might. First of all, this could have been part of the cause, but she made choices. But the WWE might have just thought, just like many other people that have come back, you can come back when we know that you're 100% clean. And perhaps they thought, this is going to go, something could happen where we can't get involved with this yet until we know. And she had begun really extending that olive branch aggressively to them. And I think if she had lived another year, maybe we would have, but I don't know. But even It's hard to say. It's very touchy. It's very weird. And we don't really know everything.
It's very hard to judge.
We'd have to talk to someone from WWE, and they'd never speak to us about this. Hell, they won't even speak to me anyway. So I've contacted WWE so many times. I can't tell you to get a interview with somebody, not about China, but just about like whatever, just even to be like, listen, you're gonna come to Boston, come see Joe, and I want to just let's promote the show. Maybe get a couple questions. I'll even send you the questions beforehand, but they won't get involved. I mean, like even 2K Sports won't get involved. Now 2K claims it's the whole PG thing, but that doesn't matter because they'll go on Sam Roberts and talk about pussy juice. So I mean, like, go listen to Sam Roberts. They've talked about some fucked up stuff on Sam Roberts' podcast. And from when I talked to X-Pac, when I talked to Sean Waltman, he was like, they don't give a shit about that. It's about whatever the fuck, being a credentialed person. So that's what it's about, or knowing somebody or whatever. And I have to operate my show from the other side of the wall. That's why I have such a sort of an angst towards everybody, because if you don't want to come on my show, someone to say, well, Joe, that's not right to take it personal. You're not professional. Well, no, I mean, if even a few, okay, so right, like 80% of the wrestlers come on, but a few don't. Well, okay, I could see being like, well, F that wrestler because he won't come on the show. That's natural. But when you can get access to anybody in the company, anybody at all, anywhere, well, I'm going to operate like a rogue person. Even if I made a show that was PG and was like, hey, I'm Joe Cronin, and we're going to talk about the WWE today. It's great. And I didn't, and all I said was, everything they do is amazing. Oh my God, are they crazy good? Then, even then I'm not going to get people on. So it doesn't matter. So I am going to be as honest as possible. And then someone say, well, Joe, if you were ever in the WWE, you would turn into a fucking shill. Of course, because I'm working with them now. So it's a whole different argument. You can't make that argument. It's ridiculous. Just look at Rosenturd. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. I like Rosenberg, by the way, but, I mean, at least he's got more life than some of these other people, and I don't blame him.
I've got a shit ton of news. You said you want to move on.
Yes.
A little wrap-up here. Lita is rumored to be part of the SmackDown Women's Championship match, among many others. You and I had previously reported with Dave that Kelly, Maria, and Victoria, a.k.a. Lisa Varon, is also rumored to be there.
I don't care.
It's already going to feature Mickie James, Alexa Bliss, Carmella. They're saying that Naomi might return then as well from injury, so it should be an action-packed match. I'm using the word match lightly there.
Lady of the evening.
One of the things that coincides with my point there, Forbes put out an article today that kind of hit home and made sense.
Yeah.
They said that WWE WrestleMania 33 is selling entertainment, not pro wrestling. And the more I reread that headline, the more it made sense to me. We had been complaining about the build to WrestleMania this year and the matches and how there's not much that we're looking forward to. And WrestleMania cards usually include less wrestling time than the typical pay-per-view. 4 of the 55 events in my data set were WrestleMania events. Their collective match time percentage is 47% versus 55% for the remaining events. So basically, usually there's less wrestling on WrestleMania nights anyways, but we focus on the matches.
WrestleMania 10.
I mean, look at last year with the Rock filler that happened, and then Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels and Mick Foley coming out.
Not the numbers of WrestleMania 14 or WrestleMania 12 or WrestleMania 10 or those WrestleManias.
Yeah, well, that's why it's a bit askew. But all in all, the focus this year has been more on entertainment, especially with the headlining match being 2 part-timers going at it for a title. And speaking on that, too, Goldberg was addressed and criticized about only having 2 moves. And his response to it was the criticism, I use it all to fire me. I've only ever needed 2 moves.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get the criticism towards Goldberg, but I also get Goldberg's response. Listen, dude, you know the story we're telling? I'm a badass motherfucker who won. How many matches did Goldberg win? 300, 100. What was it? What was the streak?
It was 180 something.
Yeah.
I forget. It was. I mean, it's been so inflated too. But I
mean, listen, this is entertainment. Most of the guys operate a certain way. Some of the guys are at a higher level. Some of the guys are at a piss poor level. They're jobbers. I mean, that's what happens. Goldberg's a different situation to anybody else, and that's the whole point. If you want to hate him now because of that, that's fine. He's almost going to be hated in a way like Money Mayweather is hated, or maybe someone doesn't like Conor McGregor for being successful and for only having to use 2 moves. Now, as a wrestling enthusiast, you can criticize Goldberg and say, as a wrestler, he doesn't do anything for me. But as the fans go, he does things for people because he's entertaining them, which goes to your point of entertainment. But all Goldberg has to say is, you know something? I just sound like Bret Hart. I won 180 matches with those 2 moves.
173 was the number.
Do you know why I won 180 matches because those moves are devastating? Because nobody executes those moves like I do. Can RYBACK go out there and jackhammer someone and win a match? No, because if he could, he would have done it. He didn't. Where is he? Out of the WWE. Can Brock Lesnar go out, jackhammer, and spear someone like I can? He got that F5. Guess what? He didn't get me with it because I have something called defense and the best damn offense that the WWE Universe has seen in the last 10 years. Try to deny it. You can't. My name is Goldberg, and I am the WWE Universal Champion, and if you don't like it, you can kiss my ass. And if you don't like it, I urge you to tune in on WrestleMania 33 because you're going to like it even less when it happens again. Brah! That's Goldberg. That's what he has to do. That's what he has to say. Take my freaking money.
I mean, you're right. Had you written that promo for him, that would have been very impressive. But instead, he says, what am I supposed to do? Do 50 moves and look like everybody else? He says, all I need is 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're right. That's all he has needed. But it's very worrying about what we're going to get at WrestleMania.
Well, real quick, let me throw this out there, too. People used to criticize Hogan for the same thing, right? But Hogan, he would do the boot, the leg drop. But right now, Goldberg isn't doing a big match, too. Like, Hogan would do, Hogan would do 10 to 15 minutes and then do a boot and a leg drop. Goldberg right now is just doing the spear, the jackhammer in about 40 seconds. So
and that's it.
And he's a part-timer.
In between.
So yeah, a wrestling enthusiast or somebody like that, I think it's fine. He's going to get heat from some people. I get that. That naturally is going to garner heat. So from different wrestling fans. So I get it. There's a different divided audience. It's fine. I get the hate for Goldberg, and they may be in trouble, perhaps maybe at WrestleMania, but I think there's actually going to be a buzz around this, which is going to be surprising. And
I think you're right, too.
We'll
Dave,
see.
What do you think about the proposed main event for Mania? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think it's going to be another minute 26 seconds, or are we going to get more out of Lesnar and Goldberg?
We might get a little more, but I don't think much. I do think it's going to be a quick one. I think maybe I'm not sure if they'll shuffle the card a bit so it's not the last match of the night. But I just don't see Goldberg actually being able to do more than 10 minutes and not come out winded.
Do you think there could be a run-in? Do you think Triple H's new stable or something, or something? Do you think something weird could happen and we wouldn't even get the one-on-one thing we were thinking about, and it was a run-in from somebody?
Well, I would only assume they would run in to help Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar's broken Triple H's arm twice, supposedly.
Why would they do that, though? Why would they help?
Exactly. Well, I'm questioning your suggestion of a run-in. So
yeah, I mean, no.
Why would they help?
I don't want to see that.
I
do not.
Sense.
I just want to say I don't suggest that at all. I do not.
No, but
I don't want that.
But I mean, I can't see. I just can't see that happening. I think that this. I mean, I think really Goldberg has gotten a taste of reality and realized that he can't continue unless it's going to be really 5-minute matches. And if it's supposed to be a culmination here with WrestleMania, it's got to be longer than that. So if it can't be that way, for him to go back to 5-minute matches, there's no legitimacy there.
I honestly
think he should lose the belt.
Yes.
And say, okay, well, I had a nice little short run. Thanks for it. I got my kid in the ring with his shirt off. That's cool. And I kissed a bunch of kids that weren't mine. That's cool too. And then he moves on, and Brock Lesnar goes back to the position that really seemed to really work well for him. A part-timer who holds the title, is a freak of nature, and only shows his face during pay-per-views. Hey, that's just the reality of the situation. Why? because WWE hasn't built its is stable, nor has it built its storylines properly for the roster to be able to carry that story without having to rely on part-timers like Brock Lesnar or Goldberg.
Do you know how I booked this? I'll tell you how I booked this right now, whether you like it or not. I have Brock Lesnar win. Brock Lesnar's going to win the title, and it will be almost surprising. You're going to think that Goldberg's going to run through him again. And then bam, Brock Lesnar comes back. Boom, boom, boom. Brock Lesnar wins. Goldberg comes out the next night on Raw wanting his rematch. Gets his rematch on Raw in the main event. Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg the next night on Raw. And perhaps something fucked up happens in that where Goldberg loses, and that's a run-in situation with somebody. And I believe Goldberg's booked a little bit. So if he is, I would have him on pay-per-view so that Goldberg could get a win before he departs, either permanently or until he comes back at SummerSlam or whatever. So Goldberg gets a win from whoever that fucked over his rematch, and he gets a pay-per-view with them. And maybe it's Kevin Owens. Maybe he's still mad over that other situation. Like, I'm going to screw you up since I got screwed up type of thing. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And anyway, so Brock Lesnar remains the champion, but Brock Lesnar did win the title legitimately at WrestleMania, so good. And that also allows Goldberg to move on. He lost his rematch opportunity. Of course, you could argue that he should get another shot then, but let's just move it on. Wrestling fans will forget. And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, look at how many people are owed rematches still to this day.
The
My
Rock,
God.
if you smell what The Rock. Sorry, yeah, he's still owed, I think, one.
The Rock, AJ, Randy Orton. Yeah, the list goes on and on. Speaking of AJ Styles, I have two bits of news here. Which
Some wrestling fans are smart.
I have two bits of news here that are actually pretty monumental. One bit of fantasy booking rumor going around right now is that AJ is going to be beaten by Shane at WrestleMania via the help of Daniel Bryan. What do you think of that?
What the frig? I mean, I thought Daniel Bryan for sure would be interfering in the Miz's situation with all the buildup and all the stuff they did, but you're right. It almost does seem like they've pointed this in another direction.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, at first everything was, Miz and Bryan, but lately with Miz firing AJ Styles and all the altercations they got into backstage this week as well. Daniel Bryan said to AJ, I would have still, had you been fired, had Shane not accepted or offered to fight you at WrestleMania. So people are saying that this is absolutely one thing that cannot happen at Mania, nor should happen, but it's being reported that AJ Styles might lose to Shane McMahon at the grandest stage of them all with the help of Daniel Bryan.
This is going to drive wrestling fans crazy, and we'll get to Dave on this in a second. AJ Styles lost to Chris Jericho last year, and I'm telling you, if AJ Styles loses to Shane McMahon, now I agree that the story outweighs. Who cares? He's 0-2 at WrestleMania. The story outweighs whatever the record is of AJ Styles at WrestleMania. He doesn't need a record or whatever the hell. However, it does matter to a large portion of the WWE crowd and audience. This will, and the only thing I'll say is this will make for a good story probably, and it will also make the fans that are cheering for AJ louder because they'll feel he's being like fucked with a little bit here. And that may work as a positive for both of those reasons because the crowd will get louder for AJ next year and throughout the year. But at the same time, he's 0-2 at WrestleMania to Shane and Chris Jericho, a man who was beaten by Fandango at WrestleMania. So whatever. I mean, whatever. What do you got to do for me?
I mean, the phenomenal one they say here on Sportskeeda, which I agree with entirely, is on a completely different level to most other performers in the world, and should not be jobbing out to the son of Vince McMahon after the year that AJ Styles has had. He certainly doesn't deserve to lose at WrestleMania to
I don't
Shane
think
McMahon.
it will be jobbing out. I will say that.
No,
that's
I know.
not
That's the way they
jobbing
put
out.
it. That's not what I'm saying.
Sportskeeda is fucking borderline retarded. But he is not jobbing out because it will be a beat-down, crazy matchup. They're not gonna. They will never treat AJ Styles like that. You will see a war if these guys have a match. You will. I mean, it will be so amazing that it won't matter almost who wins because you'll be like, wow, that match happened.
Yeah.
I hope it does. Kudos to Shane for being a crazy bastard. He's getting on I mean, really, he's getting up there with, like, you know, the respect for Shane. I mean, it's crazy. This guy will do anything to entertain everybody. It's awesome. Dave, what do you think about all this shit?
Well, you talked about a lot. What specifically you want me to address?
I don't know why we never got you in on this conversation. It seems
because I was listening intently.
I know, but I like when you talk. When you go, screw you guys, I got something to say. We just did an hour on Shame on News, so you might be.
See,
a
I'm
little
not
cathartic.
a liberal. I don't interrupt. But
what do you think about
Am I a liberal?
Shane McMahon?
Why? Wait, what the
having
fuck? Wait a
Daniel
minute.
Bryan
Wait a
interfere?
minute. Wait a minute. Why did you just bring that up? What was that about? What the hell was that about?
Praise Keck, I do like to troll. Anyways.
All right. Well, you certainly did because I haven't been registered in 8 years. But go ahead.
Okay, so you're asking Jake about Shane McMahon's.
How you feel about
Damn,
Shane
son, are you
McMahon
even
having
listening?
Daniel Bryan interfere to have him win the match?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I don't see it. Shane's the face. Shane would not ever go to those levels. If Daniel Bryan did do that, it would be on his own. Again, I still think that they're using their kid gloves on Daniel Bryan. I don't think they want him anywhere near the ring because their doctors, supposedly say that.
I got it, Dave. Dave, I got it. Daniel Bryan runs in the ring. Psycho knee kick. He missed. He hit Shane. Daniel Bryan, Psycho knee kick. Fucking AJ Styles moves out of the way. Daniel Bryan takes out Shane. AJ Styles 450 splash off the top rope or something or other, and then he wins, and now Shane and fucking Bryan have an issue, and because Bryan's going to be leaving, right?
Yeah, that Phoenix splash. Well, Bryan's supposedly done soon enough.
Right, so that gets Bryan. Bryan and Shane are mad. Shane fires Bryan for ruining the WrestleMania deal. Brings in Kurt Angle. There you go.
Damn, and people are also saying that AJ might turn face.
Guys,
go ahead, Dave.
Match.
But guys, the Daniel Bryan is like.
I'm marking out, man. I'm marking out. I'm sorry.
Daniel Bryan.
I can't handle it.
We gonna let Dave talk.
Everyone's favorite is their baby, is the one that they chose over everyone else. For him to be put into the sort of position of being fired because of this, for being involved, for trying to help Shane out, would make Shane, I guess, the heel. I just don't. I don't see him leaving under those terms.
Absolutely not. It makes
the audience would like it.
It makes Bryan the hothead heel, actually, because and not even the heel. This is sort of like that mid range situation.
People are going to reject it.
No, well,
I know where you're coming from. I just believe people are going to reject it. It's like Roman Reigns. They're not going to accept him as a face. Period.
Well, honestly, you're right. It should just be a great match, and somebody should win and lose. But if you're in the predicament where Shane's going to win or whatever the hell, I don't know. But if you're going to,
what's the reasoning for Bryan to do that, though?
Well, he's he's right now. He's upset at AJ Styles. If AJ Styles next week on SmackDown, they didn't set this up at all, so it's probably not going to happen.
Come on. He did his job as the GM. If anything, he should be more mad at The Miz, who's got more heat. If there was going to be any action from Bryan, it would be against The Miz.
Yeah, but they've cooled off on that. Why have they cooled off on that? They should still be going hard with The Miz talking about Bryan. It's almost like they cooled off on that to allow the tag team match to get because they don't want to interrupt that with Bryan's issue.
I don't see what you're saying. I just don't see it.
Shane goes ahead and gets hit with the
either.
Styles Clash.
I know what you're saying, Jake, but
no. But Shane gets hit with the Styles Clash. 1, 2. Shane kicks out. The place goes nuts. AJ stunned. Can't believe that he kicked out of the Styles Clash.
Ref bump.
Goes and the ref gets bumped. There you go. That's even better. And now she goes to grab a chair. AJ's pissed. He's going to end this. Goes to grab a chair. Daniel runs out, and then everything that Joe said happens. That could be it too. That would be. Pretty much that spells out everything Joe led into.
Here's what I do. AJ's in the ring with a chair, right? Shane is on the ground starting to get up, and AJ's going to swing a chair at him. Daniel Bryan dives into the ring, right? And Shane's about to get up, and Shane starts rolling around away. Daniel Bryan, now AJ Styles comes towards Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan's thinking about, I'm going to do something. And then, Shane turns him around, goes to kick him in the stomach, and bam, Shane hits him, and then Bryan runs right at AJ Styles at that point, and before you know it, bam, he clocks he goes to clock AJ moves out of the way, he takes out Shane.
Ref comes to, counts at 1, 2, 3. AJ,
and all you need is AJ Styles to punch, Bryan or whatever that knocks Bryan out of the ring. However, I honestly do believe none of this is going to happen, and it was just
I don't think so.
It was a ridiculous thing that I just threw out there to be funny. I don't believe Daniel Bryan is taking one single bump. With the way that they feel about him and his health and whatever is keeping him away from wrestling, clearly, to me, it's so bad, it seems. There's no way. He's on video on ESPN talking about goddamn aneurysms and hiding that from people. There was a time when I said, wouldn't it be good if he came in and just kind of Psycho knee kicked somebody, and then that was it. It would be, especially the Miz, because they had such heat going on, like at WrestleMania, the pop would be insane. But based
the
on
chance would blow the roof off that place in Florida. I'm telling you,
the liability, I don't know. I mean, we don't know. Either way, if he does do this, WWE worked. Oh my God, WWE is unbelievably good. They did a great job with making Shawn Michaels seem like he was like damn near paralyzed back in the late 90s, because they were like, Shawn's broken back and he was gone for 4 years. So I mean, you talk about, because the reality was his back was beaten up, but the real reality was he was done with wrestling at the time and he had an issue. So I mean, they really covered it up, because it wasn't until years later that I figured that out. At the time, we were all like, oh my God, poor Shawn Michaels, his career's over, he's broken back, like, oh my God. Well, 4 years to marinate on that believability, and then to see, that's why when he came back against Triple H at SummerSlam, it was like, oh my God, man, like it was so good, dude. This is the biggest mark episode of State of the WWE we've ever done, I believe. But
absolutely. Well, Joe, speaking of this, on Sam Roberts' podcast, Shawn Michaels himself said, I guess I'm breaking something with you, and I don't even know if I should, but I could have had that match, talking about AJ and Shane. They didn't have an opponent for AJ at WrestleMania. I said that I hadn't been asked because I hadn't, but then I was. I said, I wish that young man was here 10 years ago, man. I honestly do. I think he's very talented. But HBK retired.
Did he say young man? Sean, stop talking like... Why does Shawn Michaels talk like... I mean, he's never coming back. He talks like an old... Shawn Michaels talks like a grandfather now.
Well, I know. He acts like he's, 100 years old at this point. But he basically said that he wishes AJ Styles was in the business 10 years ago when he could have wrestled him. And
he was.
For 2 reasons. Well, not in the WWE, but...
Yeah, I know.
He basically said that, the Heartbreak Kid mentioned that he had put the dream match on the table, and it could have happened. WWE offered him the opportunity to face AJ Styles this year, and Shawn turned it down.
Oh, my God.
Now, we know Shawn turned it down. This came out of Shawn Michaels' mouth, so this isn't speculated. This isn't... Shawn Michaels said that he refused the match. One, out of respect for The Undertaker, and 2, his body, so...
All right, well, hey, you can't argue with that.
But what a match that would have been.
It's going to be scary. It would be very, very scary to get in there against a guy of the caliber of AJ Styles. I mean, maybe that's, I don't know. Shit, I don't know. That's just really, it's terrible. I mean, I'm a greedy fan, okay? I want that to happen. I very, very much want that to happen. But
especially with your love for Shawn Michaels and my love for great matches.
But why didn't they substitute Shawn with Kurt Angle? Why didn't we?
I don't think they want Kurt to wrestle, to be honest with you. Kurt keeps saying that, Kurt keeps wrestling. He just wrestled Cody Rhodes, for Christ's sakes. He keeps fighting. He has all these matches, and he's doing well. And I just don't think they want him to wrestle. I think they look at him as a liability, to be honest with you. It's very bizarre how he's not involved in this WrestleMania wrestling some way, shape, or form, and that he's only being used in the Hall of Fame is baffling to me. I figured that he would have been injected in some storyline already by now. We all did when they announced him being in the Hall of Fame. It was
if here's a question for both of you. If Shawn Michaels accepts the match with AJ Styles at WrestleMania 33, does Shane McMahon have a match?
No.
Really? Okay. So everybody that's saying like, oh,
I
Shane
think they
McMahon
just use Shane.
Yeah, well,
as a last resort.
I guess
exactly. I agree. Well, that's why they're clueless. They're using old stuff because they can't think of something new.
Well, okay. Well, what would you do, Dave? What would you do with AJ Styles since they won't take Kurt Angle? And you don't want to do Shane.
Well, the problem is that I like to build my WrestleManias at least 6 months ahead.
Well, that's crazy now.
To ask me to a last-minute book like fucking McMahon is always doing, that's a difficult one.
You can't book 6. You can. They have booked. They booked a year in advance one time, but you really, realistically, don't really want to book 6 months in advance. I mean, 3 months. I'm there with you on that.
Okay,
well, they did book 6 months, and look at the problem we're in with Triple H and Seth now.
You could argue they booked 6 months with Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. By the way, remember when Daniel Bryan got the title taken away from him? You could argue WWE knew what they were doing from that day forward, but maybe not. But anyway, continue.
Well, perhaps also their contingencies, in regards to adapting to new situations. It is unfortunate, all the injuries and stuff, but maybe it is sort of a sign that they should sort of make their booking and their writing a little more fluid, perhaps.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of the right words, but basically to allow for an interchange, but to have a long-term sort of view as to what direction they might need to go, like alternate timelines, that sort of thing. I know it takes a lot of planning, but hey, they got 24 people on their fucking writing staff.
But can we just explain
I could probably do this over a weekend with Joe and Jake. So,
but we got to acknowledge something interesting about this. I believe this is based on what we see, and I thought this before anything, but based on information and based on what I've been watching, and based on just the facts of it.
Yeah.
SmackDown is not only able to write better, consistent week-to-week television. Now, you can argue about what the pay-per-views and which one's better, but SmackDown has consistently wrote much better television week-to-week than Raw, while having to deal with, I assume, the plans of Vince McMahon or the plans of the Raw writing staff for certain individuals. They've actually had to work around that and been inconvenienced in the past based on
by
how
drastic sudden
all
changes.
true, but
Right.
you forgot to add one thing.
What's that?
The fact that their long-term story booking is solid. Look what we've seen recently with Dean Ambrose and
Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin, exactly. It's been consistent. It's been entertaining, and it's been enticing that you want to see the continuation of that. And that's just one of many examples from SmackDown.
Yeah, they booked the Wyatts 6 months out, too. The Wyatts, Randy versus Bray has been building since SummerSlam, essentially.
Yeah.
Look at that consistency.
I think they could have had Nakamura be inserted into this, or Angle be inserted. They just, they don't like to pull the trigger on certain things, and God knows what they have planned.
They have
Look what happened with
planned for that.
Naomi, and then with Alexa Bliss. It's seamless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things came up. They dealt with it, but they dealt with it entertainingly. It all fit together, and it was adaptable. They knew, okay, we have something that came up that we didn't expect. We already planned for that. Bam. And it just executes perfectly.
You might see Naomi.
They have a backup plan.
We don't know what match is coming for them still, right? We don't know what's going to happen. But you may say Naomi show up at the end of it, or we don't know yet. That's the only thing that I'll say, and it might be a good thing that we don't know, because every week they put a piece together, but we still don't know exactly what the match is. So, are we going to know what the match is for those women? I mean, listen, I'm a little disappointed in the women on both ends. I'm a little disappointed on the Raw version and the SmackDown now, because it's schmozzes, it's 4 people, 10 people. I want to see Alexa Bliss and somebody else. But I know that Alexa Bliss, her matches are hit or miss. We talked. I mean, sometimes she wrestles well. She's very good, but she's getting better and better as it goes. And the chances that Sasha versus Charlotte would do better than Alexa versus Naomi, I don't know. We don't. The emotion that goes into Naomi and Alexa might be more there than a Sasha and Charlotte, because we've seen that match 1,000 times, because Raw has no women.
Exactly.
So they have the women that we've seen had better matches. We've seen the women on Raw usually have better matches than the women on SmackDown. However, the women on Raw are boring because they have the same match against the same person every week, and they haven't quite hit that NXT level of things on the main roster. But
it feels like they only have 4 women on the Raw roster, and they're interchanged so often that the hot potato title doesn't feel special.
It's not doing what it's supposed to do. Normally, it's like that they create that rivalry, like a '80s thing, like Flair and oh God.
I mean, well, there's no good versus evil, like you said. There's no up versus down. It's just been back and forth trading wins for losses. There's been no consistency. I hate to keep saying that, but that's the truth. There's no long-term booking, and it feels like, well, why does Charlotte win at a pay-per-view, then lose on a Raw the next night, and then win again at a pay-per-view just to lose at Raw the next night? Like, it's all ass backwards, we beat this one to death. One more thing I want to address before we got to get the hell out of here is that we saw the Usos Tuesday win the tag team championships. Like it or not, I definitely
loved it.
I really enjoyed the match. I thought it was a great outcome live. It was definitely one of the moments of the night for me.
Yeah,
the crowd got into it. But here's the thing we didn't get to see, Joe. I don't know if you watched Talking Smack, but the Usos went ahead and they lobbied heavily for a match at WrestleMania. They referred to their championship belts as hall passes, and they said that anybody could face us for the tag titles. This led to the heavy rumor that the Hardy Boys show up at WrestleMania 33, also coinciding with all the rumors going around that the Hardys are signing with WWE.
Plus, they'll be there for the cookout too in the morning.
Yeah, so we know they'll be in Orlando. I really don't see them showing up. But could you imagine if they, again, this has been a mark-out episode for State of the WWE. Could you imagine if they showed up to capture the SmackDown Tag Team Championship?
We talked about that already, that the fact is WWE is smarter than that. They're not going to involve themselves in a legal battle while it's going on. They'll only come in and pick the carcass when it's ready. And that's what a smart business person does. But while it's going on, they're going to stay in arm's length and make sure that they're clean. And the Hardys are booked for dates after WrestleMania. So I don't see that happening.
I fear that they're going to sign them and they're just going to be the Hardys. And there's not going to be a broken gimmick. And that would be... I know a lot of the audience doesn't even know about the broken gimmick, to be honest, and that's why I'm worried, because I feel WWE's going to look at it and say, well, 60% of the crowd don't know about this broken gimmick, so let's just bring them back as the Hardys, and we'll figure it out.
Well, 90% of the crowds never know what the fucking NXT people are fucking pushing when they come up, like Enzo and Cass or anybody else. Yeah. So it's only the marks there in the crowd that watch NXT that actually know them, and the crowd generally, builds up to them. That's the only way you fucking do it. What do you expect? Oh, well, they don't know who you are, so let's go back to the gimmick that's 20 years old that, people got sick of. That makes sense.
Dave, I think they're going to try and find a way to reinvent themselves.
Let me put this in perspective, though. I mean, we were at the Fall River show, and countless people were telling me, like, what the hell are the Hardys doing? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't watch the Hardys? They go, yeah, no, I heard the Hardys were going to be here, and I came, but I haven't seen them in a little while. And I don't get, like, what is this delete stuff? Like, what is going on? Like, why does Matt Hardy look like a psychopath? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was more than one person that said that, too. There was quite a few. And TNA even went and added trademarks to all Broken Matt Hardy YouTube titles. So if you search for Broken, it comes up Broken Matt trademark, prepares for Brother Nero trademark for Ascension to Hell wrestling performances. So anything on the Impact channel, anything that says Broken Matt or Brother Nero or obsolete or delete is all trademarked now.
Because remember, kids, you can always try to convince people by adding the little TM signal symbol in the corner rather than actually taking the legal steps to make it that case. So the fact is, just because they're going around trying to say, oh, we're adding a trademark little logo on there, doesn't make it true. And not only that, say they are somehow able to get that in through their registration of their company or whatnot, make that trademark.
Yeah.
When it goes to court, and it looks like it will, all these people are going to be coming up against fucking Eric Bischoff, Billy Corgan, people who have left TNA, and the Hardys. They're going to be coming, and they're going to say multiple times, it's been proven that the contract has been violated, that essentially they did not own this, and now they're trying to basically strong-arm us out of our earning potential. And in my opinion, it can only go against TNA if all those people present the evidence that everyone has seen that that they've been criminal in their activities and they had intent.
I've even heard rumors that since Impact and Anthem doesn't want them to stop using the gimmick, they just want a cut of the proceeds, that WWE would just kind of like pay them a revenue share for use of the gimmick for WrestleMania.
Yeah, Vince don't play that game.
I don't think he will either, but this is just, what I heard. And, Rebby went on a huge tirade of tweets about this too, which God bless that woman. She is just, she scorched earth everything. She said, where's the TM after the names of the characters you actually created? Fucking scum of the earth.
Where's Bully Ray's TM, right? That's what you said earlier. Where's Bully Ray's TM?
Yeah, because Bully Ray was created in TNA. You know, Jeff brought this up to me on Twitter. Well, how come they're not going after Bully Ray when he's in Ring of Honor doing the Bully Ray gimmick? You know, where's that? So
no, they got their message through the fucking warning to ROH. Oh, don't be airing anything with
they sent out their cease and desist letters.
Disgusting.
Well, also, what about the rumors of WWE buying Ring of Honor? You know, would that kill off the promotion? I mean, there's been a bunch of backstage notes. Pro Wrestling Sheet officials have been engaged in secret talks with Ring of Honor parent company Sinclair Broadcasting about a buyout of the brand. The takeover would reportedly see the weekly ROH TV show air on the WWE network, among other changes, but there's been no word yet on talents being kept. So would they turn this into a training ground, like an NXT, like, you know, because they already have the Performance Center? Would they just get, you know?
It already is, dude.
Yeah,
ROH already is.
I mean, yes, it is essentially.
But now they can benefit from it. I honestly believe that they're not going to buy ROH, but I believe the deal is just going to end up being for rights to put the thing on the network. I think that's all it's going to be.
If it's that alone, if it's just like, okay, well, let's just cross promote and stuff. And I mean, imagine if there was an NXT ROH crossover and stuff. But wow. the fact that they would have that ability to have their product air on the network, people see, you know, how Punk progressed, you know, from ROH and these other stuff, as well as Daniel Bryan, for example. I think it would really add to their media portfolio, but unlike the TNA fucking piece of shit Canadian that fucking decided to fuck things over with his Anthem purchase, I think the WWE is a lot more, in this case, a lot more accommodating and a lot more open to promoting a promotion that really isn't theirs, just because it seems to work for everyone all around.
Well, that's it. I think we'll wrap it up, Jake. Is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else to get to. I think we covered plenty for now. We did about 2.5 hours today.
Like we said, it's all just rumors. Remember, take it with a grain of salt. A lot of this was us fantasy booking, but we got you a lot of news in there. Hopefully everybody can enjoy and leave some good comments. What do you guys want to see at WrestleMania? What's a dream scenario you guys have? Put it down in the comments and let us know. And don't forget to hit us up on Twitter. We'll engage with you there.
Hey, don't start doing my job. I do want to say thank you to Matthew and Jay for upping their Patreon pledges. You guys are the ones that help fund me, especially when videos are getting demonetized by Google. So if you want to support and help, that'd be awesome. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. And I always suggest $5 a month and become part of the Cronin Club. But, of course, you don't have to do that. I'm going to be adjusting some of the things because of the Discord situations, and it's not working properly, and things are all fucked up. I don't know what that's going to be. It might be like a T-shirt or autograph or something like that I send monthly. So we'll talk about that. We'll figure it out.
I can even send some nude photos if you'd like.
Sure. Yeah, we'll kill some people. If you haven't checked out Shame on News, check it out. We've been putting a ton of content up. That website channel is growing a little bit here for the first time ever, so it's pretty amazing, pretty awesome. Thank you to Devious Dave Rose on Twitter. Jake DeMarco's at Countdown Ended. I'm at Joe Cronin JCS. Make sure to, if you like this, to leave a like, as you know, or fucking leave an angry comment down below, whatever you want to do. And I will be getting to Q&As. If I didn't already, it might be up. I don't know. Thank you for listening. LootCrate.com/Joe Cronin Show. If you guys want to get Loot Crate and the Slam Crate, or any Loot Crate whatsoever, it gives me credit. Enter in coupon code Joe Sent Me. And if you want to donate directly to the channel, go to the main page of my YouTube channel, and on the right, top right, you'll see a PayPal thing if you just want to donate directly like that. Some people have asked me, and many of you guys have done it. So thank you very much to the people that did. They wanted to remain anonymous, and that's why they did it that way. Can't thank you enough for what you did and how you guys helped me. And that's about it. This Friday, I'll be in Fall River, Massachusetts, doing commentary for Top Rope Promotions. So come on out Friday night if you want to. Fall River and Top Rope Promotions. And Saturday night, we'll be monetized this. It will be Saturday night. So just so you know, it will be a big party Saturday night. That's it. We'll see you in the next one.